Assalamualaikum, Dr. Safi. So today we brings to you ECO3043 Macroeconomy. So the group kita orang consists of 7 member. Group leader Haziq, lepas tu Sanjuan, IMRAN, Mani, and the 3 Chinese, me, Sherong, Li Wei, and Lim Hao Wen. And today's topic will be fiscal policy, and I'll pass it to Li Chongwei to bring it the introduction.
Hey, my name is Zhang Li Wei. So now I'm going to talk about fiscal policy. What is fiscal policy? Fiscal policy is the tools that uses government spending and taxation by the government to influence the economy. There are 2 types of fiscal policy. The first one is expansionary. Expansionary is the increase of government spending to aggregate demand and create jobs. Then another one is contractionary. Contractionary is the increase of taxation to reduce the aggregate demand and stabilize the price. Okay, now for the history of fiscal policy. The early usage of fiscal policy is from the progressive era. It happened because of industrialization. It creates a wealth gap between the rich and the poor. But fret not, the government is here by using the fiscal policy to overcome this problem. Do you guys heard about the Great Depression? Great men die. Oh, the young and the weak, they all couldn't escape. The unemployment, the bad economies, the deflation. The 3 main problems has been overcome by yet again the fiscal policy. Okay, now let's fast forward toward 1940s to 1970s. After the World War II, there are needs to rebuild the economies, and the government was using the Keynesian policy, which is also known as the fiscal policy, to overcome this problem. Forget to mention. Do you see this handsome guy beside me? No, behind me? Yeah, he is the founder of the Keynesian policies. Okay, after that, the high inflation and high unemployment rate hit the limitation of fiscal policy. This made a shift toward using the monetary policy. This is suggested by this man, this handsome man. He is called the Milton Friedman. Yeah, he contributed a lot in monetary. That's another part of our story. Okay, now let's set our side near to recent. The most recent use of fiscal policy is in the COVID-19. I remember at the time, my mom don't want to let me go to near our house to buy the nasi kandar because of the virus. But I think, can the nasi kandar restaurant survive without our help? Because nobody going to go and eat, right? But thankfully, the nasi kandar restaurant survived it with the help of fiscal policy. The government have launched a business support program to help the business that are in need. I like fiscal policy.
For the objective of our report, we aim to present a throughout examinations of Malaysia's budgets for 2024 by examining the effects on economic growth, social equity, and environmental sustainability.
Hi, I'm Mani and I'll be presenting the objective of Malaysia 2024 budget focus on economic growth and social equality. Economic growth, the budget emphasizes higher spending on SMEs, infrastructure, health and education. These investments are crucial for long-term growth and post-pandemic economy, providing a strong foundation for sustainable development. Whereas for social equality, address income inequality in other key goals. The budget includes measures to support marginalized population, low-income households, and rural communities. This aims to create a more inclusive social, ensuring economic benefits reach all demographics. Let's focus on environmental sustainability and policy recommendation. Environmental sustainability, the budget invests in new renewable energy and green technologies, promoting a sustainability economy practice and climate change effect. Environmental preservation is a key focus. Whereas for policy recommendation, to enhance financial measures such as promote equability, growth to inclusive economic policy. Second, increase investment in green technology, and lastly, strengthen the economy and improving infrastructures, healthcare and education.
So here comes the boring part. So to give you all an idea of the context of Malaysia's why in 2024 is the largest budget ever. So look at this table. We can see a consistent positive rise, right? So from 2022 to 2024, 294 billion ringgit to 303 billion ringgit to 307 billion ringgit. And it reflects on its GDP as well. It is a always consistent positive sign. What does this tell us? It indicates a positive fiscal balances throughout the country's government's effort. And from there, we can discuss its implications and impact by Lim Hao Wen.
Now, we talk about why in 2024 our fiscal policy is the largest government budget throughout the history of Malaysia. There are 5 main factors that are prioritized. First and foremost is the economic recovery. The government has made effort to revive industry that generates employment and assists SME, small medium enterprise. This all due to the after effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Infrastructure investments plays a huge role, which is the second main factors to promote long-term economic growth. This is a top priority. And again, to prevent another occurrence of COVID-19 pandemics, health and education took a large chunk out of our budgets. This aims to provide better fundings for hospital, medical research and educational reforms. But our government did not forget about climate change mitigation and social welfare program. This all reflects on why in 2024 our fiscal policy is the largest.
Alright, so let us look at the table. And these tables are related to the comparative analysis of Malaysia government's budgets for 2022, 2023 and 2024. So for the first table will be revenue collections and then the allocation of expenditure. So let us start from the revenue collections, alright? So as you all can see, there's a steadily increases of revenue collection throughout the years. But look at that, there's only a changes of 1.5%, which is a slower growth rate compared to the year 2023. To give you a bit of context to why this is happening, because Malaysia is a petroleum related country. And you all know what happens during 2022? The Russian-Ukraine war that occurs. That aggregates demands of petroleum stock prices. But as in the year of 2024, the tension dies down and so it reflected on the slower growth rate. Next will be the expenditure allocations. And from there, it's usually divided into two parts, the OE and DE, the operating expenditure and development expenditure. And if you can observe, both of the expenditure are increases, but there's a slower growth rate in 2024. This is due to the occurrence of the Madani framework. But then, there's a more sadder truth, which is a bit controversial. Remember Najib? 1MDB scandal? Oh yes, you guessed it right. The reason of this is because we have to allocate a large chunk of our expenditure to repay the bond redemption of our 1MDB. So for now, let's look at the fiscal deficit table to give you all a little bit more context on fiscal deficits. So every country in this whole world aim to reduce their fiscal deficit to achieve a higher goal of financial positions. And let's look at Malaysia's tables. Throughout the year of 2022 to 2024, overall, it has a healthy reduce of fiscal deficit. That means we have a better fiscal balance and that is more healthy as we all mentioned and explained above previously, right?
Okay, so for my part, I will discuss about public debt as percentage of GDP. So as we can see, at 2022, the public debt was 60.3% of GDP. And 2023, public debt increased slightly to 62% of GDP. Okay, so this indicate the more government borrowing compared to the country economic output. So this might be a reason of spending for post-pandemic recovery. So we can conclude that this trend should be monitored to maintain sustainable debt level. Okay, next for sectoral growth over years. Okay, we got 4 sectors here. First, economic sector. Significant increase from 2022 to 2023 and slightly decrease from 2023 to 2024. So for social sector, it increased to 2023 and stabilized to 2024. For security sector, it increased in 2022 to 2023 and stabilized from 2023 to 2024. Lastly, for general administration, a small increase to 2023 and the reduction to 2024.
Hi, my name is IMRAN. Today we will discuss about the GDP growth over the year from 2022 until 2024. As we can see, there is a significant decreasing between 2022 until 2023. This economic disruption caused by the pandemic COVID-19. For the trajectory 2024, this suggests that the economy is stabilizing and returning to the more sustainable growth trajectory. Okay, next for the revenue growth from 2022 until 2024. Okay, the graph illustrates the revenue growth from 2022 to 2024. The revenue and expenditure are both increasing over the year. The increasing development expenditure from 2022 until 2023 reflect a strong focus on the development project, which is slightly reduced to 2024. The overall trend show that government attempt to balance growth with fiscal responsibility.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Haziq bin Alizan and I am from Group 9. So I will present about the fiscal deficit and development expenditure trends. Okay, let's look at the graph. Okay, first, the fiscal deficit as a percentage of GDP is on a steady decline, dropping from 5.6% in 2022 to a target of 3.5% in 2025. This shows the government commitment of fiscal consolidation and financial stability driven by increased revenues, control expenditure and also strategic spending. Okay, next, We have the sectoral allocation of development expenditure from 2022 to 2024. The economic sector funding rise from the 34.1 billion in 2022 to RM47 billion in 2023, then slightly decreased in 45 billion in 2024. The social sector follows a similar trend, increasing from 22.5 billion to RM30 billion, then decreasing to 28 billion. This indicates to a push for a greater efficiency in development expenditure. I think that's all for my part, and I will pass to my next group members, and thank you very much.
Okay, so for the conclusion, according to the analysis, Malaysia's highest government budget in 2024 significantly boosts the economic growth with major investment in the technology and infrastructure, resulting in a higher productivity and a certain creation of jobs. This is due to the Malaysian government budget for 2024 is expected to reflect an increase in revenue and a drop in overall spending. I think that's contractionary fiscal policy. This represents a direct discretionary fiscal policy, which means that economic policy that is flexible tax or spending adjustment were caused by purposeful change to government policy. That's our conclusion. So, okay, special thanks to our leader Haziq and our members. Thank you so much.